Members of the Portland Trailblazers got stuck in an elevator for 30 minutes at Emerson College in downtown Boston. Enes Kanter and Myers Leonard documented the whole thing for social media, which was interesting.
Yeah,
I will tell you, 2 weeks ago, I got stuck in the elevator here at Fox. The last thing I wanted to do was pull out my phone, and that was the last. So I'm very entertained by the fact that they...
Everybody be careful now.
One of my all-time fears, man. Not about the elevator dropping, but being trapped in that type of confined space with other human beings.
How many guys were coming out of here?
Yeah, no. C always tries to screw with me, get me on these elevators with a bunch of strangers. Not my thing, then starts real awkward conversation with me.
Yeah, I got stuck in my elevator earlier in the football season.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they called the fire department and everything. They came in there, man. I was in there sitting down nice and cool, working on my...
But if it was us, can you imagine the great dialogue?
I feel like I'm already stuck.
I'd climb out. I'd jump.
You guys are the worst. I would love to be stuck with you two.
Please.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to know about you.
No.
Celtics got blown out by the Raptors last night. They've now dropped 5 of their last 7 games. Nick, what has gone so wrong for Boston?
Not that good. Some people thought that all year long, and people thought I was just making it up. I need to see some evidence that they're one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the league. I've seen no evidence of it all year long. I need to see some evidence that this team, as good as Kyrie has been individually, that this team with Kyrie can go on the road and beat good teams. Because I haven't seen evidence of that either. They've now lost 3 in a row in 5 of 7. The 2 they haven't won, or they haven't lost. Kyrie actually happened to be out. Celtics in a bad way right now.
Yeah,
Steve.
people think about talent. Talent is one thing, but man, when you show up to your job and you don't like who you work with, it is affecting, especially in team sports. And right now, that's what we keep. Forget what we're seeing. What have we heard from the Celtics the last month? Oh, it's not fun to play basketball. Well, how can you not be having fun being in the NBA? One of the rarest athletes in the world. Like, it's not fun. You only got 82 games. Like, that right there.
The only way it's not fun is if you don't enjoy the people you work with. That's the only way the NBA life, with the money and the travel and the ability, is if you don't enjoy the people.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, that's the reality of it, and that's something Boston's running out of time to figure out.
Man, I had a job like that before.
The Nuggets, you don't anymore. The Nuggets beat the Thunder 121-112 last night. They were led by Nikola Jokic, who had 36 points, 10 assists, 9 boards. Now just a game back of the Golden State Warriors. Nick, is Denver a legitimate threat in the West?
And to me, not a legitimate threat to reach the NBA Finals. I don't think as good as Jokic is throughout the game, he is not the end-of-game closer I think they need, but he was excellent last night, and I really, and they've been the best home team in the league this year, 27-4. So if they do get home court, they're going to be a tough out for anybody, but I like what Jokic said. He got MVP chance during the game, and he said, listen, those are pretty funny to me. There's obviously players in the league better than I am, playing better than I am. I just go out there every night and try to improve, and he has been excellent. He has been. If the MVP ballot went to 10 names, he'd be on there. He's been great, and the Nuggets have been unstoppable at home.
The other thing, because we always talk about the Lakers and their lack of developing young players. Denver and what they do, man, they got some good young players, and it's nice that Jokic can get that type of attention. So coming down the stretch, we should have more eyes on Denver because they've actually earned it.
Speaking of the Lakers, more on their disappointing season. 3 games back of the 8th seed, which is 22 games left to go. I'd say that's disappointing. Not great when you got the best player in the game on your team. One columnist at the San Francisco Chronicle said, quote, makes no sense for a big name to join LeBron and the Lakers in free agency this summer. Nick, you buying this?
All right, let's all calm down. Let's not overreact to what has been unquestionably we're now on 2-month stretch for the Lakers. From the moment LeBron James said, I felt the pop on Christmas Day, to right now, it's gone about as badly as it could for the Lakers. But unless LeBron went from, in the span of 9 months, the consensus unquestioned best player in the world, to where now he's, wow, that contract's going to be an albatross for them. They're still in Los Angeles. They still have a guy, when healthy, who's the best player in the world, or even if you don't believe that anymore, one of the 3 best players in the world. And they have max salary cap space. This columnist in Golden State or in the San Francisco area, I think it's a little self-serving. I think he knows Kevin Durant's probably leaving. And if that happens, LeBron James plus another superstar, we have seen that team beat the Kevin Durant-less Golden State Warriors. So no, I don't buy that, well, the sky is falling, LeBron's kingdom is crumbling, because it's been a bad 2 months that right smack dab in the middle of it coincided with LeBron's first injury of his career.
I've been doing this long enough that I like when we have moments like this, especially a columnist from San Francisco, you know, with the rivalry with Los Angeles, and especially with LeBron being there now. It's hard sometimes not to write something that's slanted in your favor. And so I went back and got something, the San Francisco Chronicle, that they wrote July the 4th. Nick, I want you to read that.
Okay, like July the 4th of 2016.
Yes. All right. The day after they signed Kevin Durant.
Headline, Warriors will never be the same after signing Kevin Durant. Hooray, sort of. By landing Kevin Durant, the Warriors have pulled off the greatest coup in the NBA since LeBron James took his talents to South Beach. The Warriors' amazing transformation from longtime beat-down losers to America's hoops team has taken another giant step. It's the story when they got Kevin Durant and talking about, we're excited, but it's going to be different now.
It's going to be very different, and the reason why is because we believe in Steph, but we don't believe in Steph going against LeBron wherever he is. And he said he had to put LeBron back into the story. They know the danger in the next couple years, especially with Kevin Durant. They know it's real. We saw the turmoil. We saw what Draymond said. We didn't make that up. Kevin Durant not committing to the Golden State Warriors, it's affect how people write stories, and him going there ultimately affected how they looked at that basketball team. But everyone in the basketball world knows they better not give LeBron another superstar. Why he's in his prime? Because he is the only player that the Warriors are terrified about. They're not afraid of James Harden. They're not afraid of Giannis. They haven't seen Giannis yet.
They might one day be, but
they're not afraid of Kawhi. They're not afraid of Kyrie Irving and the Celtics. LeBron James is that guy. And the reason why, because they have felt it and they have seen it. We cannot forget how well LeBron has played. Forget about the series, how many games they won, how many they lost. But in those series, the numbers and the impact LeBron had on the game, almost playing the whole game with no help or a little bit of help. They have not forgotten that.
The 4 NBA finals, this is off the top of my head, against the Warriors. The first one with Love and Kyrie out, 36-13-9, and went to 6 games. The second one, down 3-1, greatest 3-game stretch in the history of basketball. They win the championship. The third one, he averaged a triple-double, and last year started the finals with a 51-9-9, with his second best player being Jeff
And they're
Green.
one stop away from changing that series.
Absolutely.
Can I just play devil's advocate for a second? So let's talk about today, February 27th. Is it on the table that a superstar out there says, if I'm going to make a big move like this, I want to win, I want to play with the best LeBron James, like LeBron James as the best player in the league, a healthy LeBron James, and a team that I know is going to be built around us that we could win. None of those things are really true for the Lakers right now. Maybe he is just injured and he'll get back to vintage LeBron, but is it on the table that maybe that's the thought process that one of these superstars might be thinking?
Well, I think it might be, it certainly could be the thought process that one of these superstars is thinking, but it's much like if you're on trial. You only need to convince one juror that you didn't do it, and you ain't going to jail. Like, they only need to convince one free agent. And LeBron has relationships with all these guys, and the respect level that he has amongst the other stars in the league. I just want to go ahead, Steve.
And it's the Lakers.
Well,
LeBron's on the Lakers. So before LeBron, they were in search of a star. After LeBron, they'll still be in search of stars. They are a franchise that is committed to championships. So LeBron is a part of that, but we can't forget the impact that LeBron has on these players now. Their greatest player that they've ever seen is LeBron James.
Listen, and real quick, I just want to remind the audience, there's been a moment of potential crisis for LeBron's teams every time he's changed teams. And there have been columns written saying they lose to the Mavs. That wasn't the crisis yet. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett are then talking cash money in LeBron's face. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, down 3-2 against Boston. And the stories are written, LeBron James is never going to fulfill his promise, never going to win a championship. He puts up the 45, 15, and 5. They win the title. It goes to Cleveland 4 years later. They lose the first year in the finals. They're down 3-1. Story's written. LeBron's never going to deliver on his promise. I'd be careful writing the stories 4 years after that. LeBron's never going to deliver on his promise in L.A.
All right, let's move on to the NFL now. The Combine is this weekend. All eyes will be on Heisman winner Kyler Murray. How tall is he? How big are his hands? Can he win over General Matt?